Hey, it's me, and today is part 2 of a squishy makeover series that I started last week. Basically, somebody sent me a set of 6 toothpaste squishies, and I am working toward decorating each of them in a very complicated, the most complicated way that I probably could. And so last week I finished 3 of them, which I'm not going to show you because spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go watch that video. For those of you who were here last week, thank you. We are going to move on to the remaining 3 toothpastes that I have not yet done. I have a plan. I know what I'm doing. Let's get into it. Oh my gosh, this is the most amazing start to this video. Hi. I just want to kiss you. No, not you. Jeez, I meant the pig. So if you have been on my channel for a while, you may recognize this giant pig squishy. I was sent this squishy a couple years ago, and it is currently one of the largest in my collection. I've used it in thumbnail after thumbnail, but there hasn't been a great opportunity for me to actually paint her until today. I've saved the largest character of the set for today, and this is her. She is so cute and so squishy and so chubby. And once I saw her holding the little paint tube, I just knew she had to be a part of this series, but not like this. I'm gonna have to make some very significant changes to her. First of all, cutting off the ears, because actually, she's a pig no more. You'll get used to the idea, okay? Just give it a chance. Next, I'm removing the wings. I actually don't know why they were there in the first place. Just because, I don't know. We don't need wings. I was a little careless with that wing removal. Scarring will be severe. Whoopsie, should have taken my time a little bit more with that one. I tried to trim it up and even things out a little bit. And then I'm also removing the piggy tail, and of course the other wing needs to go as well. Oh my gosh. I've literally just butchered her. That is a crime. What have I done? Oh well, I need to try to make the most of that situation, so I'm cleaning it up as much as I can. Now we have a very naked, very vulnerable looking pig. What does she need? Well, avocados, obviously. I decided to use these as her new ears because I thought they looked remarkably similar to the shape of cow ears. So I'm gluing those on, and presto, it's a cow. Doesn't she look like a cow? Stay with me. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna glue the paint tube in place as well, and I'm gonna start doing the enormous amount of patching that there is to do on this girl. And when I say enormous, I mean enormous. The amount of puffy paint that I used on her is just honestly...
It's repulsive.
Layer after layer of this stuff, thick and gooey. And all the different colors of paint I'm using, it's not just because I'm having a fun time here, okay? This is because I kept using up bottles of paint and having to grab new ones. And oh, why does this look like someone that I don't want to engage with? Don't hurt me. Once that whole process was done, you still there, sweetie?
Doing okay?
Okay, good, go away. I'm putting on the base coat. I know this is hard. Things are gonna get better. I'm hoping that after I fully cover this in white, it'll look more like a cow and less like a scalped pig with avocados shoved on its head. And aha, here she is, fully base coated, and yes, she looks just like a scalped pig with avocados shoved in her head. There's no turning back now, so hopefully the color will change her. We're gonna go yellow for her, and you may be thinking, Mariah, you dummy, you didn't have to change this from a pig. You could have just made it a yellow pig, or you could have kept her pink and made her the pink character in the series. Yes, that is true. Why didn't I do that? Because I didn't want to. I wanted a cow, and she will be a cow. Only problem is, even after changing her ears and painting her yellow, she still looks like a big pig. Okay. If I just add cow spots, there's no way that she's not going to look like a cow. Well, so I'm sketching that all in, and then I'm going in with a more golden yellow to paint in both her cow spots and her secondary theme of roses. As you may recall from part 1, each of the paint set animals have their color themes, pink, orange, green, and yellow, and their secondary themes, hearts, carrots, bows, and roses. I don't know why I felt like doing the secondary theme thing was necessary. Maybe it's just overcomplicating things, but I was having a good time. So once the cow spots are on, I'm noticing something about her. Somehow, she still looks like a freaking pig. Oops, okay. You didn't see that. It's really not your fault. This is me. It's not you. I don't know how somehow with cow-shaped ears, cow spots, she's still giving such strong pig vibes, but here we are. It's desperate times right now, so I've brought in them. What on earth can they do? Well, it's actually about their back fins, because they happen to be the perfect shape of a cow horn. So I'm cutting those off and gluing them on. Oh no, that's a wrong spot, you freaking fool. Okay, get those on there. And no, this is not the proper order to do things. I should have added these from the beginning, but I didn't think that it was all that necessary until I became very desperate. So of course, those have to be sealed on and painted over. I'm gonna give them this golden brown color, which I thought would look really nice with the yellow color scheme. I also changed her inner ears to the same color, and I added some nice rosy cheeks on, painted in the facial features in a dark brown, complete with eyelashes.
Oh, she's a little lady.
Big lady, but she's a lady. Then I added the little green leaves to the roses. So cute. Finally, painted in the paint tube using the same basic design as the ones that I've already done in this series, just adding some little roses on there to stay on theme, painting yellow on there, adding the metallic gold accents, and whoop, here she is. And this is Mary. I don't know where that name came from. I thought I was gonna name her Rose for obvious reasons, but then I just saw her and I'm like, no, it's definitely Mary. After all of this, somehow, still kind of looks like a pig.
Stop.
But we all know that Mary is the most cow that you'll ever find. Okay, she is a cow. she is. Despite the slight special confusion, I actually really love this design. I think she is adorable and definitely one of my favorites of this whole series. So now we have completed the first 4 colors of the rainbow. Let's get back on track, going in the proper order, and let's tackle blue next. Oh, blue. It's kind of a weird one. This is where I bring in the freaking fish. I want to create a puddle of paint for the fish
To swim in.
So I needed a flat round squishy to serve as the paint puddle. I tried this cake roll, that wasn't feeling right, so I swapped it out for this cookie. The chocolate chips in the paint puddle are not ideal, but hey, I think we can make this work. Look at him, he's already swimming. For some reason, I decided to just Hulk rip the little eye pin out of this cookie and made a huge gouge in the foam. Convenient. Then to make it look more like the fish is actually swimming in the cookie, the paint, I cut off the bottom, and yeah, that's a little bit more convincing. I'm gonna make it all official, glue that on, and I tried to just glue on the paint bottle upside down, but that was not really holding. It wouldn't stay up by itself, so I grabbed a toothpick and just shoved that through to hold it up. Yeah, my baking expertise are really coming in handy here. Just kidding, my baking skills are scary. I did learn it from my baking experience, although it's not really ideal to have a wooden spike in the center of my squishy, but still, it's working. I went ahead and applied a very thick layer of puffy paint over the entire top. I'm trying to get rid of that cookie texture, make it more or less smooth so that it looks like paint. Once I was all dried, I had to go over all of it again, using like every color of puffy paint because I'm just killing them off left and right. I'm really using some serious puffy paint today. Then after that dried, I went in with a paintbrush to do an even thinner layer and eliminate some of the more surface level lumps. Once again, wicked thick layer of puffy paint on the bottom. We gotta fill all of that cookie crevice. Finally, time for the base coat. Covering all of that catastrophe in white. It's such a good feeling. And here is the weird creation that I've made.
Do you like it?
It's ugly. It's blue time. I went over all of this with this gorgeous blue. I clearly chose blue for this idea because, you know, it's the color of water, but I feel like because I went with a color of water, it kind of doesn't look like paint. It looks like it's supposed to be water. So it looks like a puddle of water with a paint tube sticking out of it, but it's supposed to look like a puddle of paint with the paint tube pouring the paint out. And then somehow this fish just found this puddle of paint and
Decided to swim in it. Okay.
I don't know. I haven't figured out the whole story about how this is happening. Once I got the whole puddle painted, I'm onto the fish. I went with 2 tones of blue on this and then outlined the stripes with a nice rich gold. While I was waiting for that to dry, I cleaned up the bottle a little bit, which involved painting in some very awkward to reach places. That was fun. Next, I'm painting in the fins with a dark blue and using that same color to draw some little liquid lines, give it a little flowing action. Time for little fishy's face, and I added some eyes. Whoa. Ew. How does adding 2 dots to something make it so bad? Painting over that, I tried higher up and smaller eyes. Somehow it still just does not look like a fish. So I did this to it and that and added some blush. Gosh. I'm just gonna pretend like that's not happening for a second and paint some waves onto the bottle. The secondary theme for this one is water. So we've got waves, then I added some drips of water, and it's supposed to kind of look like the paint / water is splashing onto the bottle, you know? Okay, back to the fish face. I tried to clean it up the best I could. I don't really know how cute this is. I mean, it is a fish. They're not that cute in general. Okay, fine. Maybe they are. But he's just not one of the cute ones. Final touches, I'm adding the color on there, just some juicy highlights, the little gold accents, some little shinies in the eyes. Oh, that actually helps a little bit. So this one is not my favorite, but I do think it's a pretty interesting idea. I'm really happy with the uniqueness of it. I just didn't really connect with this character much. Like, I feel like it doesn't have much of a personality. Maybe I should try to talk to him.
Hi.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward. I don't know that guy. He doesn't even have a name. Awkward fish. Maybe one day we'll get to know each other, but for now, I'll just keep my distance. Also, just in case you forgot or didn't know, my line of mini mystery plushies is still available in stores right now. You can find them in Walmart, Target, or on Amazon, plus a whole bunch of other places.
They're traveling!
Scan this QR code to see where you can find them near you. Finally, the last paint tube of the series, introducing this very special person. Wait, she's a snail. No, she's a person. This lady has been sitting on my table for about 3 months. I found her deep within my squishy bins. I didn't know why, but I knew she needed to be separated. I can't actually paint her. Okay, those eyes, those lips. She's too special. She's too perfect. So she's gonna stay on my counter until the actual time is right. This is just honestly the oddest squishy I've ever seen in my life, and I really just wanted to show you her.
Can we move on?
Anyway, the actual squishy I'm painting is this cat. Oh, look, it's a cute little head. And oh, it's got a body. Very long body. It's actually one of those pen squishies, which I will be removing the pen part of. Wait, there's actually not even a pen in there. Okay, that's trash. Similar to our Paint Booger Sweet Pea, I thought this would look really cute as a character being squeezed out of the paint tube. So she's gonna look like she's made out of paint. But I do want to cut down the size a little bit. I thought something like this would look a little bit cuter. So I tried gluing that all together, but because of the hole in the squishy, it just came right apart. Ugh, where's that trash? I brought back this guy.
Hey, back from the dead. How's it feel?
I used a little piece of this to keep some of the structure intact, glued it all together, and voila. Now, I went around with that very messy seam and tried to cover it all up and smooth it over with puffy paint. Went over that with another layer and then several more off camera, and hey, we're back. Time for the base coat, painting the whole thing white. And of course, our last remaining color of the rainbow. This is the purple character, so I'm painting the whole paint cat purple and then cleaning up the bottle and adding some little drips coming down, which are just fantastic. I mean, these drips, they just make everything make sense. Now it's just time for the details. So I added this little purple band onto the paint tube and the details of the cat's face and body. I went with a really simple cat design. It's honestly kind of generic. Looking at it now, I wish I had given this cat a little bit more expression. I mean, this cat had so much potential. And then to just do that. She's cute, yeah, but she's so neutral. Give me something. Emotion, expression, something. No.
There's nothing there.
For her secondary theme, I went with polka dots. So I added some golden polka dots to her. Not sure how much I love the look of the gold on the purple, but I felt like the polka dots needed to be a different color than purple, and I didn't want to just bring in a random color out of nowhere, so it seemed like the best option. Here I go painting on purple and then going in with the golden bottom, juicy highlights, polka dots on the paint tube, then the little paint bottle ridges, whatever, going over the polka dots again with a darker purple, and whoosh, here she is. Look, there are things that I love about this one. Color, yes. Concept, yes. Shape, yes. But I'm not a huge fan of the expression or the lack of expression on the cat's face. Sometimes a neutral face is great and it's just what the squishy needs, but I feel like she just needed more. This is the entire series altogether. I feel like I have pointed out a lot of flaws that they have individually, but sometimes when you're focusing on creating a set, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, right? And I think overall, this is a really cool series. I'm really happy with how they look all together. The colors, the variety. I feel like my decision to go with characters of all different shapes and sizes is really fun and interesting. If I had to rank them least favorite to favorite, I would say pink is my least favorite. I'm just kind of bored with her. Then purple, she's just not giving me enough. Awkward fish is next because he makes me a little bit uncomfy. Then sweet pea, kind of love her. Second place is Mary. I mean,
She's kind of amazing.
and my ultimate favorite, it's Barrett. I'm honored to be in his presence. This was a lot of work overall, and I put a lot of thought and planning into it. I do want to let you guys know that I will not be posting next Friday. My mom is usually the one who takes care of my babies while I'm working, but she's going to be out of town all next week, but I'll be right back the week after. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the 31st. Bye!